This is an interesting clip from CNN reporter Dana Bash, almost doing a legitimate piece of journalism. She's talking to Democratic Arizona gubernatorial candidate Katie Hobbs, who has been afraid to come face to face with her Republican opponent, Kari Lake. And in this clip, she is going to gaslight all of us. And I realize the term gaslighting has been thrown around all too often, along with a laundry list of other words that have basically lost all meaning, but I can't really think of another way to put what she's doing here. She quite literally takes everything that she is guilty of and projects it across the aisle to her Republican opponent, Kari Lake. And while CNN has completely lost all credibility, they haven't had it in many years now, you can tell they're kind of trying. Of course, they got rid of Stelter and they moved Don Lemon, but I maintain that they need to get rid of everybody from the mailroom, the janitorial staff, the key grip, the audio. I mean, everybody. They need to change the colors. They need to change the logo. They need to change everything to regain any type of credibility. But I guess they get half of a fraction of a percentage point for at least trying in this particular instance. So let's see what Katie Hobbs has to say about why she doesn't want to debate Kari Lake.
You declined to participate in a PBS debate against Kari Lake. Here's what one columnist from the Arizona Republican wrote. Lori Roberts from the Arizona Republic. This is what she...
Okay, so the Arizona Republic, not the Arizona Republican, which is what she said first. So we're splitting hairs here, but just so we're clear, the Arizona Republic is a run-of-the-mill, left-wing, fake news, rag. So anybody listening to this clip should not think that it's coming from a far-right conspiracy theorist outlet.
She wrote, if Katie Hobbs loses, remember October 12th, the day she ran away from confronting Kari Lake. Democrats in Arizona are known for snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, but Hobbs' refusal to debate her opponent on Wednesday represents a new level of political malpractice. Why won't you debate her?
Look, Kari Lake has made it clear time and time again that she's not interested in having substantive, in-depth conversations about the issues that matter to Arizonans.
Okay, so she literally is telling us of course this is all completely rehearsed, but she literally wants you to believe that Kari Lake is the one who doesn't want to have a discussion about the issues that Arizonans are dealing with. No, it's you. You were confronted by the guy from Project Veritas a couple days ago and you spilled your drink and literally ran away. And now you want us to believe that Kari Lake is the one that doesn't want to sit down and have the discussion. And we see this all the time, right? It's always the quote unquote right wingers who are like, debate me, debate me, debate me. And meanwhile, the establishment left-wing people are constantly trying to shut down the discussion. It doesn't even have to be a debate. It can just be a discussion, and they have to shut that down and talk over people and call you all sorts of names, an extremist, a fascist, racist, all this stuff. That's exactly what they do every single time. And she thinks that we are all so dumb that she can just say the opposite of what's actually happening, and we're all just gonna buy it.
She only wants a scenario where she can control the dialogue, and she's refused to sit down.
I'm sorry. She only wants a scenario where she can control the dialogue. That's you. That's literally you, because as soon as someone or something or some topic, some subject gets out of your control, then you want to shut it down. These Democrats are like little kids who, when they start losing in a video game, they rip the controller. I guess all the controllers are wireless. Now I'm showing my age, but they want to shut down the game when they start losing just a little bit. That's exactly what you're doing. You are the one who is afraid to have anything be out of your control, and you're talking about, well, she just wants to control the narrative. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, but I think Kari Lake would literally answer any of your questions. Now, she might tap dance around certain things because that's just what politicians do, but she's still not afraid to speak to you face to face like you are of her.
In a one-on-one lengthy conversation to really clarify with Arizonans where she is on the issues. She's the one who's afraid of talking to voters where she's at. And we are doing everything we can to make our case directly to the voters of Arizona. And I guarantee you that when Arizonans who are struggling, when they go to open their ballot, when they're thinking about the fact that they're not sure how they're going to put food on the table, they're rationing their insulin, or they're thinking about having to drive their niece or their sister or their daughter to California to get the health care that they need. They're not going to look at their ballot and say,
she just
damn
came
it,
and
Katie
sat down.
Hobbs didn't debate her opponent.
Okay, so she goes through all the Democratic talking points. Oh, insulin is too high. That's Republicans' fault. Oh, your daughter or your niece or your sister is going to have to go to California to bend their baby. So she's just going through the talking points. She knows what she has to say. This is all completely rehearsed. She would never go anywhere and shoot it from the hip. That's why a lot of people hated Donald Trump. But again, I digress. She knows exactly what she has to say. She has to, completely beat the talking points into a paste. And this is what they do. This establishment finds somebody that they can completely control, like Katie Hobbs here, or like John Fetterman, or of course, famously Joe Biden. None of these people actually know what's going on. They don't care about what's going on. They don't actually hold any beliefs, but they will play ball. And whoever's behind the curtain knows that they can completely control these people. And she knows that she's going to be better off not saying anything, because the machine is just going to do its job. The brainwashing is just going to do its job. And if I come out and start trying to defend these insane positions, it's only going to look bad for me, which, of course, exposes herself and the establishment Democrat Party as, basically brainwashing or even doing some more unsavory things to maintain power.
She just came and sat down with me and answered my questions for a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of Democrats are questioning your decision, and they're saying, it's the wrong decision. President Biden's former 2020 co-chair said, I would debate and I would want the people of Arizona to know what my platform is. If you think she's as dangerous as you're saying to democracy, is it your responsibility as a candidate who wants to run Arizona to show and explain who their alternative is?
No, because she's not a danger to democracy. That's just a Democratic talking point. She doesn't even know what it means. Nobody really knows what that means. It's just a talking point meant to make people angry. So she's still serving her up softballs while she's still trying to do a real journalism. So again, half of a fraction of a percentage point of credit to Dana Bash for still serving up questions framed in the left wing. Oh, well, she's a threat to democracy, while still trying to get her to answer the question. So I guess, but let's see how she answers this one.
That is exactly what I'm doing right now. And there is a lot.
No, you're not. She asked you if you believe Kari Lake is so dangerous to democracy, isn't it your duty to tell the people why that is? And she said, oh, this is what I'm doing. No, you're talking to a friendly interviewer on CNN. You're not going to go anywhere else and talk to big, scary Fox News. You won't even talk to your opponent directly. You couldn't even be bothered to debate your Democratic primary opponent. And now you want us to believe that, oh, we're doing it right now. No, you're not doing anything. You're just being a puppet. And apparently they're telling you not to talk, even though Bash says that other Democrats are saying it's a bad decision. I can almost guarantee you that the big Democrats behind the curtain are telling you don't talk, and if you do, we're going to oust you.
A lot more ability to have a conversation with you without her interruptions and shouting to do that.
So she says she's going to interrupt and shout, even though you haven't even given her a chance. You don't know what she's going to do. She could be, you literally don't know. You have painted this picture. You call her all the names like election denier and extremist and all this, and say that she's going to yell and scream at the debate. Well, why don't you let her hang herself, so to speak, figuratively? If she's so bad, why don't you go out there and let her expose herself? You would never do that, because you are the one that's going to be exposed. That's why you're saying she just wants to create a spectacle. It's because the spectacle would be you when she wipes the floor with you and your nonsensical platforms that are going to be very destructive to not just the people of Arizona, but the entire country.
And yes, she did sit down with you. She's refused to do that with any legitimate reporter in the state of Arizona and take her case directly to the voters. She's only interested in creating a spectacle. And I guarantee you, people that are struggling in Arizona right now are not making their decisions about whether or not there was a debate between myself and Kari Lake. They're going to make their decision based on the person who understands their struggle and has real solutions to try to fix that struggle.
Okay, so she repeats the line again. Oh, voters are not going to worry about whether we debate it. Okay, sure, if that helps you sleep at night. And then she says, well, they're going to worry about who understands their struggle and who's going to fix the struggle. Okay, well, tell us what the struggle is and tell us how you plan to fix the struggle. You could do all of that in a debate with her, but you were refusing because you realize that it's not going to end up well for you. And the people controlling you realize that they have a better chance of just going with the brainwashing and going with the fraud instead of actually picking somebody who has a point to be made and who has a platform that they can actually get behind. And this is how stupid the mainstream media, the political establishment, and all of these weirdo little puppet politicians think we are.